What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and today we're going to do a 2-for-1 video today. All right, because listen, y'all, I've been hanging out, celebrating my husband's birthday, so a little off last week, but now I'm back and better than ever. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine tonight. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, y'all. So we are talking about Married to Medicine season 9, episode 6. Okay. So the episode starts off with them still playing this whack ass never have I ever game. Okay. So they asked, have they ever had the sex on the beach? And if they had marijuana and if they ever had the booty hole transmission. Okay. Jackie says, she ain't never did the marijuana, okay? And everybody else is pretty much like, yeah, they probably did it. Anila says she's done the Buddha hole situation, but she says she only did it one time. I'm like, girl, if you did it once, you'll probably do it again. Okay. So whatever, we all grown. You ain't got to act like you ain't never did nothing around these prudes, okay? Then they talk about the sex on the beach. And here is where Toya always takes a good has a good old time embarrassing her husband. She's like, no, Eugene wouldn't want to do anything like that out in public. Like he don't never want to do nothing where nobody can see him. And then she starts talking about the size of it all. I'm like, Toya, you talking about your man's Peter Weeder, but wasn't like a couple seasons ago she was talking about he was plowing her down to downtown, child, and it was hurting or something because he was beating it up to the max. Child, I don't know. Is it small or large? Who cares? Ain't nobody gonna see it but you, honey. So you don't need to be talking about your man's apparatus. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. So then Jackie basically tells everybody to get the heck up on out. You ain't got to go home, but you get to get the hell up on out of this room, okay? And then Toya and Heavenly go to their rooms, and they realize that their rooms are actually close to each other. And Heavenly walks in to her room and says to Toya, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." Child, ain't nobody want to be next to Heavenly because they figured she was going to be Channel 9 reporter and tell everybody what the heck they've been doing. So Toya better be on her best behavior if she knows what's good for her. Okay? Moving on. Everyone's FaceTiming their husbands, kids, and whatnot. And Contessa is talking to Scott, and he tells her, don't say nothing about Heavenly's videos. And Contessa is like, I know. You just don't want me to say nothing because you still want to be friends with Damon. You want us to patch it up so that y'all can hang out. And I'm just like, Contessa, y'all, I don't even know about this whole situation with Contessa and her grief over Heavenly. Like, again, I will maintain that Heavenly should not talk about her friends on her channel. She definitely shouldn't do that. But Contessa is trying to make it seem like Heavenly just somehow wrecked her marriage. And she's the one that talked about her marriage on the show. So this is not all this woman's fault. So it's like, it just really feels very elevated, if you will, how she feels about Heavenly. Like I just really feel like she really playing games. And I don't like it. I don't like that. Okay. So moving on. She also is wearing this crazy wig. And I'm like, girl, are you a fatal attraction? Because I could have sworn I seen that at Heavenly's beauty supply store. Did you go down there and buy a 2-for-1 for the wigs? The one that you wore at the YouTube video disruption of it all. And then you bought one that you can play around in, because that wig should have stayed in the store. I'm just saying, it's a unicorn disaster. I don't like it. Moving on. Ladies go to dinner, and Quad obviously is late as usual. Okay, she arrives while the ladies are toasting, so she hurries up and sits her pretty tail down, child, and joins the toast. And she said, "But next time, y'all know I'm gonna be late, so just go on and eat without me. I'm okay. I'm good on that." Okay, so they all sit down and they're getting ready to eat. Contessa's sitting there with this carnival wig on. Okay, and then she got a big ass Chanel chain on her neck. I'm like, girl, it's not giving the glam of it all. I'm gonna need. I don't like Marlo, but maybe Contessa need to go to archive or whatever the name of her store is and get some clothes and rent the runway, because she always looks a hot mess. I don't know who dressing Contessa. If she dressing herself, she need to stop. And I know y'all are very frugal fanny over there in your house, because I know Contessa ain't about spending wasted coins and whatnot. And I get it. You shouldn't be like that. That's how you stay rich. But I'm gonna need you to splurge a little bit and get you some better clothes, because this wig and necklace combo that you got going, this ain't it. And for her to have such a banging body, I'm gonna need her to dress it a lot better. I'm just saying. But moving on, Quad says, the wig, it's giving cotton candy, okay? And Contessa said, she just wants it's giving Chanel. That's what she said. And I said, it's giving what the hell? Take it off. All right. So then Contessa says, I want to have some adult fun tonight. Like what we got going on? And so Simone says, well, I don't know what we're doing tonight, but I'm taking over tomorrow. So all I'm just gonna say is we gonna act up, and we gonna act like we ain't got no husbands, okay? And then Jackie says, oh, I know you fucking lying. You ain't about to put down my little shenanigans for the night. And she takes a whip out and slams it down on the table. I'm like, Jackie, who you buy that from? Because I know you ain't had that in your arsenal of things, okay? So I was actually surprised by Jackie doing that, and actually excited, because I'm like, she always seems so dry and like very checklist of being a good person. So I would never see her having in her possession any type of whips and chains and things. Okay. So then Jackie says, this is just a little taste of what we're going to be doing later on tonight. All right. So then Quad asked Jackie about her money jacket, and she's like, Jackie, this is different. I've never seen you really wearing anything that flaunts the wealth of it all, because you are very like introspective about your money. Like you're not gaudy over it. Like you don't have to tell everybody what's going on. You pretty much lock and key about your coins. And so Jackie says, no, this is mine. Nobody made it for me. I bought it. I just liked it. And so from that conversation stems Heavenly saying, well, we're all successful. And Anila says, do you really believe that, Heavenly? And Heavenly says, yeah, I do believe that. So I'm like, Anila, do you think that people think people in this group is broke? Clearly y'all all got some money. Now what y'all do with it to stay rich, now that's another story. That's all individual situations. Okay. So then Audra speaks up. She utilizes this time to question Toya about her saying she wasn't a good lawyer. And then she says she's African and highly educated. In her culture, they take education and careers very seriously. And she was offended by Toya's comments. So Toya says, girl, like, I don't even know you like that. I was literally just joking. Okay. And so then Toya says she was just joking, and all she asked her to do was use her actual law degree, still being shady of it all with Toya. And then Audra says, it seems you lack context clues. Do you have those? I was like, ooh, child, Audra, she ain't nobody to play with. She ain't about to be messing around with Miss Toya. This must be the beginning of the shady situation of the Audra and Toya, okay? Because y'all know this season we got to watch these two closely, because it's about to be a showdown in Motown between the two of them on several occasions from what I've seen on different blogs. But moving on, Toya says, are you mad? And then Audra says, no, I'm not, but are you clear? I'm like, ooh, child, Toya, you might want to leave sis alone, because Toya ain't Audra ain't playing with you. So Toya says yes, and Jackie says, all right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pay the bill. Let's go on to the next place and get on up out of here, because Jackie is not about the drama of it all. So Jackie takes the ladies to a place called Pepper that has some sexually clad explicit clothing, if you will, so that people can get a little jazzed up in the bedroom and whatnot. And they also have like sex toys and things to enhance the bedroom. So Jackie is like, having a third party in the bedroom doesn't have to mean another person. It could be a toy or something to really have fun together. It doesn't always have to be threesomes, if you will. Okay. So the presenter is talking, and all the ladies sit down to see a demo of the toys. And Toya stops the whole presentation and asks, tells the presenter that they are all obsessed with toys in this group. And she tells everybody about her love of the daggone shower head, child. And I'm like, Toya, how high is your water bill? Because it seems like this is something that you're doing every day, sis. You're wasting a lot of water from what it sounds like. Because you look too excited about the shower head, sis. How often you doing this? So she asks about a toy that is similar to the stimulation and simulations, or if you will, that she gets from the shower head. Okay. So they show her a toy that does some of the same things. So hopefully that can help her save some coins on that water bill, because we don't need her running up not another check. Okay. For Eugene to be working an extra 40 hours to pay this extra water bill that she done ran up to get her rocks off while he ain't home. Okay. So then they show Quad says she loves her toys, and she has them all over her room from Mason, because Lord knows she don't want him finding them. And they talk about Intantra and how it helps you to hold your orgasms for days, and I guess that's supposed to help it intensify. I'm like, ma'am, I'm not holding an orgasm. That's dead. I don't think it's going to intensify. It's probably going to do the same thing that it's going to do when it happens. So I'm going to go ahead and let that out. Okay. I can't be holding no orgasms for days, because that's sounds a little traumatic to me. I don't know. But if you do it, hey, more power to you. So they buy their products and they all get up out of Dodge. Okay. So Simone, Carrie, and Toya meet up and have coffee in Toya's room. And Toya talks about Audra and calls her, she's like, what's that girl's name? Deidre? I'm like, girl, you know that damn girl's name. You are just being shady for no damn reason. And y'all, who is Carrie? Who is Carrie there with? Is she friends with Toya? Like, I'm not understanding the Carrie of it all. Like, why is Carrie here? Is what I need to know. Is Carrie fitting a quota of the non-melanated? I don't understand it. But whatever, maybe she's gonna bring something to the show later that we don't know about, because I ain't seen sis talk. I be forgetting that she's in the room until I see her in the video. Okay, but whatever. Hello, Carrie. So then Simone says, you can't predict how someone is going to take your jokes. Basically saying that, her education is very important to her, and you making fun of that, or really kind of discrediting her ability to lawyer, if you will. You can't tell that girl how to take that insult, because it was indeed an insult. Okay. And so then she says, either you want to build a relationship with her or you don't. And then you can call her Deirdre today. And I'm like, and they all laugh about it. I'm like, so you better not call that girl Deidre, because she ain't playing with you. And if she African, she whoop your ass. Okay. You better stop. And Audra looked like she hits the gym. So Toya, you just look like you hit the fork. You better leave Audra alone. Okay. So moving on. Back in Atlanta, the guys are all handling the kids. Eugene is doing video of the boys swimming, and Karen is actually doing a really fun activity with the kids where he's helping them he's making it like a project to make pizza. And I'm like, is Karen over here parenting better than Anila? Anila acts such in a frenzy around her kids, and like they are such a hardship, but this man is over there handling it like a G. And he doing surgeries on people all day, and then he can come home and be a good dad to these children. So if this man working all day and he able to come home and take care of his kids, Anila, I don't want to see another peep out of you. Okay, you better find a way. Ask your husband how to be a good parent, because clearly you too flustered, sis, and he's handling it like a pro. And I loved seeing him doing things with the kids. The kids seem to be having a good time. So Dr. Scott is out with his kids as well. And Lauren has on makeup, and he's like, are you putting on makeup because your mama not here and you think you're going to get away with it with me? He's like, I thought we talked about not putting on makeup till you was at least 16. And apparently Lauren is 15 now. So I'm like, okay, how much longer till the girls turn 16? And somebody help her put the makeup on properly. Okay. Because if she gonna do it, let's teach her how to do it right. That's all I'm saying. So then we see Alora driving the range, honey, with her daddy Damon. So he asks her, what are you going to do the first time you're able to drive alone? Like, what's the plan? And she's like, oh, I may want to go catch a late show or something and then come in at about 2:30 in the morning. And I'm like, Alora, are you pulling your daddy's leg? I know you ain't about to be telling your father that you coming in at 2:30 in the morning. Says you gonna lose the privilege before you get it. That's what it sounds like to me. You already got a damn Range Rover. Like I said, I don't know why these celebrities buy these kids these expensive cars, because if she crash it, it's gonna be a crash to the wallet to fix that joker. You let them learn on a little Honda Civic, if you will, and then transition to the new car, the brand new car of it all, once you know how to drive. Apparently she hits the curb a lot, so I'm like, I can imagine what them damn rims look like, honey. Okay, but anyway, she's negotiating the time, if you will, that she can come in the house, and Heavenly is in the confessional with Damon saying, that girl got you wrapped around your daggone finger, her finger. You ain't gonna do nothing about nothing. You gonna let her do whatever she want. And Damon looking at her like, maybe. But that's daddy's little girl syndrome, child. So moving on, the ladies sit down for lunch, and it is Simone's day to take over the activities. So they all she says it's okay, it's we're getting ready to have fun, and it's turn up time, if you will. So Heavenly cheers to new beginnings and starting over with their toast. And Toya complains about the restaurant not having bacon for the brunch that they're eating at. I'm like, Toya, Lord have mercy. Can you get rid of the pork for a day? You know that ain't healthy for us brown people anyway. We don't need to be eating no damn pork. That's the catalyst for damn diabetes, child. And you don't need to eat another piece of bacon. Put the bacon down. Take a break. But child, moving on, Quad then suggested the Uber Eats of the bacon, child. So she gonna get her bacon one way or another. So Contessa has been eating basically all the food that she not supposed to eat after the damn bulky trainer done told her not to eat none of this stuff, because she ain't gonna place no type of nothing in this contest that she's in. So I don't know if sis is worried about winning or not. Maybe this is just something for her to say she tried and did on the show. Who knows? But if y'all watch Real Housewives of New Jersey, the diet is very strict. And if you are committed and you really want to do well in these competitions, Teresa did exceptionally well. And even on vacation, she stuck to her diet. Now, I don't like Teresa because the way she's been acting the last couple of seasons, but I will give it to sis. She really was like down to the get down to the wire on what to eat. And that's why she did so well in her competition. Contessa over here wearing unicorn wigs, child. I don't know where her brain is at. So it's her mind definitely ain't on eating the right foods. Okay. So moving on. Simone talks about her book and being married for 25 years, because Audra asks what made her actually write the book. And Simone talks about coming back from divorce and how everybody in the group really was influential in helping them to save their marriage. And she even gives kudos to Heavenly, because she's like, me and Heavenly don't exactly have the same ideals on marriage. And she's the type of person that's just like, you know what, just give him whatever he wants and do whatever he says and be submissive. But she did teach me, I don't do that, but she did teach me to pick my battles. And even though I don't say yes to everything, and Heavenly was like, no, I'm not telling you to say yes to everything, I'm really telling you to pick your battles. Everything doesn't have to be an argument. You don't have to battle over everything. Like, it shows a clip of Heavenly telling her, listen, men deal with so much day to day, they don't want to come home and have their woman giving them a hard time too. So Simone talks about really appreciating that. Then Heavenly also said, Jackie, Heavenly also says, well, Jackie ain't going to talk about her marriage, and she's not going to, if she has an issue with you, she's not even going to talk about it. And Jackie says, well, I don't really let anybody weigh that heavily in my life. Like, nobody's opinion really matters that much to me for me to get that upset over it. And I keep a small group of people because I'm not trying to be having my business out there and whatnot. So Contessa says, yeah, you got it's important to keep a small group, and you don't want to be telling everybody your business because you can't trust everybody. I'm like, Contessa, just address Heavenly, because you want to have a moment with her so bad. And Heavenly says she don't put stuff out there about her marriage because she don't want nobody in her business, and she don't want people creating problems in her marriage. And she was like, y'all get mad because I say that my marriage is perfect. And even if it's not, I'm going to keep on saying it is, because I'm a manifested being perfect. And what? So what else is going on, basically? And I agree with Heavenly. Like, everybody wants to get on her for not talking about her marriage, but if it's really nothing going on in her marriage, like, why? It seems like y'all are trying to create issues for this lady. And because y'all have enough issues to go around, why you gotta target her in her marriage? Like, if it's nothing going on, I'm pretty sure if Dr. Damon was doing something by now, whether she want to talk about it or not, it would have come up and people would have said something, and it would have been in the blogs and people would have been putting it out there. So clearly there's not really much to talk about in Dr. Damonville. So cut the shit, people. So moving on, Heavenly she says, Contessa says words have power, and Heavenly says you're mad at your man and you taking it out on me. And Heavenly says, I don't fuck with you. I just don't fuck with you. You're dysfunctional. And Contessa says, I'm out. She pretends like she gonna leave, and child, she ain't gonna win. So then she said, Jackie says, menopause. You need your meds, Heavenly. I wish I had a shot so I can just go shoot her right in it, because she having extra emotions because she going through the change. I'm like, Jackie, no, she's just pissed off because Contessa is always trying to come for her. And she's always trying to have a moment. I'm like, this is the most boring individual on the show. The only time we see Contessa is there is because she's yelling and screaming all the time. And I don't know why she can't lower her octave when she's talking to people, because she be yelling and screaming about a whole bunch of damn nothing. I can't. Contessa is probably my least favorite person on the show. I'm just saying. So then Contessa says, you are an unfaithful friend. And Anila tries to break it up. She says, no, don't say that, Contessa. Heavenly really loves you. And Contessa just starts yelling back and forth and talking shit all everywhere. And then she says, I never told her business and I never will, talking about Heavenly. So that's a lie, Contessa, because you said just last episode that you about to blow her spot up. So are you going to tell her business or not? Or is it that you just don't know her business? Because clearly Heavenly ain't told you shit. Because if she did, your very, very spiteful behind would have been to put her business all out in the streets, ma'am. So don't even try it. You sat there and watched every single YouTube video to do these reels and try to embarrass her. I guarantee if you knew something about Heavenly's tea and about her life, you would have been put that shit out there. So let's not even play these games, okay? So Heavenly is just out of control, angry at this point, and she about ready to get into it. And Anila and Audra pretty much remove Heavenly from the situation and go get a drink. And the other ladies sit around and pray with Contessa to calm the situation. Now, y'all, you know, I love the prayers of it all too. But Contessa, you need more than a kneel and a prayer, okay? Unbelievable. It's very, her personality is very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like, one minute you yelling and screaming, and then the next minute you want to calm down, and then you want to hop in the Hummer limo with everybody, and you okay with Heavenly coming around. Do you dislike her or not? It's giving very much storyline to me. It really is. And I'm gonna play some audio for y'all where Contessa was on live with Toya being very shady and angry right after the episode. So we're gonna get into it when we finish up this review. Okay. Because I was looking at sis after I watched this episode, like, what? Yeah, it's something very unbalanced about her. I can't. So moving on. Toya says after they pray, sometimes it takes a blow up to get a breakthrough. And then people understand what's wrong because people aren't listening to each other. Here's my thing. That may be a running theme for y'all in y'all group, but that's not a healthy way to solve problems and issues. Y'all need to learn how to have conversations with each other, because the problem with this women's group is, and in most women's groups, honestly, is people are always listening to respond. They're not listening to understand what somebody is saying. And when you just listening to try to give a quick read and try to throw somebody down in the dumps, that's giving, you're not trying to solve the problem. You're trying to create more of a problem. So that's just what y'all do on these reality TV shows. That ain't real life. If I'm having an issue with one of my friends, I'm going to listen to what the issue is that I'm creating in the relationship and try to solve it. I'm not going to sit here. All y'all do is sit there and try to one up each other and see who can give the best insult. That's not a sign of somebody trying to fix a damn thing. But moving on. Everyone gets in the limo, and Simone says she's going to call Heavenly because she doesn't feel right going without her. So she calls Heavenly, and Heavenly doesn't answer. So she asks Contessa, are you okay with Heavenly coming? Are you going to act right? And she's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to seclude her from doing anything on the trip. Like, we're all on this trip together. Let's all have some fun. So I'm like, girl, you are very crazy. Like, I don't even understand how Heavenly decided that you were such a great friend and got so close to you. You give me very much off balance. Like, child. And then she thinks she fucking Hercules. And if somebody whoop her ass, she gonna have a problem. I understand you was in the military and you talk loud, but that don't mean a goddamn thing. The mouthier they are, the harder they fall. That's all I'm saying. But moving on. Even though Heavenly didn't answer at first, Simone tells Jackie to call, and before Jackie could call, she called Heavenly again, and Heavenly answers. And Heavenly says, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and come. So she comes down, and Audra and Anila come with her. So the ladies go zip lining, and Toya doesn't want to go zip lining because she's afraid of heights. I can totally identify with that. Y'all, I went zip lining in Cabo. At least they could see the ground where they was at. When I went zip lining in Cabo, I was 25 years old. I'm 37 now. I was 25, scared of heights. I couldn't see the ground. Okay. And I have a fear of falling to my death. So I wasn't crying and carrying on like Toya was, but child, whoo-hoo, I damn near should have been, because my little heart was jumping, and we had to go over 10 zip lines. And I'm telling y'all, I don't even know how they created these zip lines, because it was so high up that the trees look like peanuts. Child, I will never do that again. So Toya, I get it, sis. The zip lining ain't for me, honey. The zip lining is not for me. Okay. But kudos to her for actually doing it. And she soldiered on, and she went through all them zip lines. And it seemed like everybody had a good time. But Toya says she doesn't like to be peer pressured, and she doesn't like to not be in control. And maybe that's why I'm scared of damn heights too, child, because I can't control whether the hell I'm going to fall or not. So good for her. She actually did it, and everybody had a good old time. So let's get into these comments, y'all. Miss B, Contessa. Contessa don't want no smoke with Heavenly. She know. Child, listen. And indeed she don't. Contessa is full of crap. That's what she is. And I am just so sick of this whole scenario with Contessa. So we're going to get into this video, y'all, that I recorded the other day. Let me see if I can find it. I hope it's on this phone, because if it's on my other phone, Houston, we have a problem. Please be this phone. Hold on, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Finding videos of my husband and things, but not the video that I want. So the video is on the phone that I am recording on. So I'll do a separate video showing y'all the conversation that she had with Toya, because Contessa, sis, was going in, and I'm like, why are you this mad at this girl? Like, it is just not that serious. So we'll do a separate video on that. But in the meantime, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and like the video. All right, y'all. So let's get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So this episode, y'all, I don't even know what to say about this episode. This whole scene with Sanya and Kenya, I feel like is just a whole problem that is a brewing for no reason. Okay. Ms. B says, I agree. Contessa can go. She brings zero to the show. That bitter husband of hers would be the Martell of the show if she released the reins off of him. Child, listen, you ain't never lied, okay? But y'all, moving on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 4, episode 14. So the episode starts off with everybody coming downstairs except Kenya to go to Kingston, where Sanya is from, and the stadium where she first ran her first race in. Okay. So they all get on the bus and they're waiting for Kenya, and they supposed to leave at 8 o'clock or 8:30 or something like that. And oh no, I think, yeah, 8:30, but they end up leaving like 45 minutes after the time because she downstairs waiting on everybody to get there. So as she's waiting, she presents Drew with an official USA jersey, or like an outfit to wear. And she's like, this is absolutely an honor for you to wear this, because you actually have to contend and earn the right to wear this outfit. So Drew uses this as a time to shade, saying, you're talking about she always want to talk about being, listen, y'all got to stop hating on saying you're being Olympic gold medalist. That is a huge accomplishment. Why are y'all down in this girl? I would tell y'all every 5 minutes that I'm an Olympic gold medalist. Yes, I will. Okay. Because y'all motherfuckers couldn't run for 2 seconds. Hell, Drew messed up a damn Achilles, and she only ran like 2 feet. None of y'all bitches is athletic. So what you're not about to do is come for me and my Olympic gold medal. I'm going to shout it to the mountaintops that I'm Olympic gold medalist. Stop. I'm so sick of y'all putting that girl down because she talks about her medals all the time. That is a huge accomplishment. If you guys did anything remotely worth talking about, you would be talking about it all the time too. Drew, what have you done that's amazing? People talk about you being on the game all the time. Do you have an issue with that? That was an amazing show that you had like 3 episodes on. So stop. Let the girl be proud. That is a huge accomplishment. And none of y'all bitches could run around a refrigerator, more or less run around a track one time without dying. So stop. Moving on. I just hate them hating on her all the time. So they all get on the bus to leave, and oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, they all get on the bus to leave, and Marlo apologizes to Ralph and Drew on the bus. So they end up leaving Kenya after waiting for 45 daggone minutes behind schedule, and her taking her sweet old time. So Sanya texts her and lets her know that they are leaving. So I appreciate Sanya actually trying to get Kenya to come down, because Kenya was in her room looking out the window and shit, and doing everything but seeming like she's trying to get her tail onto the trip. I'm like, Kenya, what are you doing? It was giving not being mindful of other people's time. Cheryl Williams says, hello from NYC. What's up, Cheryl? Thank you for joining us. So then in the next scene, y'all, they all arrive to Kingston. They arrive to see Sanya, her play aunt. So they pull up, they see her aunt. Everybody calls, apparently everybody in the neighborhood, an aunt that was influential in your life. So everybody just real family bound in Jamaica. Okay. So then they get back on the bus and chat about Kenya's date and wondering if they hooked up or not. And everybody is saying, well, she late. Maybe she had a good time last night. Maybe that's what made her ass late today. But who knows? That man probably got on the plane and left and ain't thinking nothing about it. But anyway, they go to Devon House, which is a Jamaican landmark, and they have the best ice cream in Jamaica, apparently. Now, let me tell y'all something about Kingston. I actually got married in Jamaica. I got married in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. But Kingston ain't nowhere to be playing, okay? Kingston, they got machetes at the gate when you get in. That's Kingston. So they were in a very gangster area, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had security on that bus somewhere, because you can't be just riding around and getting it in Kingston thinking this is just for show. Like, yeah. And y'all some rich people too riding around there. I'm pretty sure they had security. So I want y'all to understand the foundation of Kingston, if you will. So if Sanya grew up there, she might got a little gangster up in her, okay? So moving on. She also says that at this Devon House place is where Sanya and her mom and dad got married. So her parent, Marlo, chats with Sheree outside about her going too far with Candy the other night. And she says Candy needs to stay out of her business. This is Marlo saying this. And she says, and then Candy is talking with Monietta, and she said it was out of nowhere that Marlo was coming for her, and she was being a hypocrite, because Marlo feels like, why was Candy even getting involved when she was talking to Ralph? But you getting involved in somebody else's business, so why is it not okay for somebody else to get involved and talk about you? You don't have nothing to do with Ralph and Drew's situation. You want to keep on using the fact that you were a foster kid as your excuse to talk crap. I feel like Marlo is always finding a way to say a bunch of stuff about nothing. She just wants to try to argue with people. And it's giving Nene tease. Stop trying to be like Nene all the time. Like, you always trying to start trouble. And even Nene, she didn't really start stuff with people. She wanted everybody to kiss her ass. And I think that that's what Marlo wants people to do. She wants people to think that she's so fashionable and so amazing and want to be, extra happy to be around her. But all you do is talk crap about people, and your reads are very lazy. So you just go for the jugular all the time. And it's so whack. Like, it is so whack. And it's giving, Bravo, you could have found somebody else to give that peach to, because this is just a waste of peach space. It's a waste of a peach tree. I'm so sick of her. Like, and she don't even have a reason to be coming for Candy like this. My thing is, for all that Candy has done for her, getting her own show on WeTV that she decided not to take on because she wanted to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Marlo is addicted to vanity. She really wants to be well known. She wants to be the socialite that everybody wants to hang around. And you want to try to be like Nene, trying to be funny and go for the jugular with people. But Nene did it strategically. And she was an asshole. That's why, unfortunately, she's in the position that she's in, because don't nobody want to be around an asshole. And Marlo, don't nobody want to be around you. So moving on. Kenya arrives 2 hours late, child, to the ice cream place of it all. And Kenya and Sanya sit down and chat, and she says, Sanya expresses that she was kind of upset that Kenya showed up late. And Kenya tells Sanya, listen, I didn't want to come late, but I'm having issues with my daughter, Brooklyn. Like, she doesn't want to talk to her dad. She's very upset that her dad is not coming down to Atlanta to see her. And it's really hurting my daughter. And I don't want to hurt my child. Like, she's just basically expressing herself about some situations that she's having going on in her marriage and how it's affecting her child. And the only thing Sanya can think about is, I mean, it seems like every time I address something with Kenya, she wants to use her marriage and her child as an excuse. Girl, ain't nobody, you don't even know this lady. So for you to sit here and say that this girl is using this as an excuse, why the fuck would she need to use an excuse to be around you? If she didn't want to come, all she had to do was say she don't want to come. She gets paid to show up to these events. So it's not like she's purposely not trying to be around the group. She likes being around the group. She has things going on. This woman is going through a tumultuous divorce. She always wanted this baby. So she wants to protect her little girl at all costs. Why is this somehow a lie to you? And what, pray tell, reason would she need to lie to you for? Who are you? Yeah, you're an Olympic gold medalist, but I mean, and kudos to you. I've talked about that. But you're not anybody that I need to lie to or deceive. What am I getting out of this? What am I getting out of lying to you? Not a damn thing. So knock it off. Let's stop the shaming of her. She not sick. She ain't really having issues with her ex-husband, soon to be ex-husband, and she ain't really sad over her kid. Why would somebody use their kid as an excuse like this and get this emotional? Kenya shouldn't have been late as she was, but that's absolutely a good reason to be late. She had to deal with issues with her child, and y'all just need to get over it and mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business. Okay. So moving on. Marlo asked Candy if she saw that Simon bought Portia a Rolls Royce. Child, first of all, Marlo, don't try to start a conversation with me, sis, because that's that fake bullshit that you do. What you're not about to do is try to talk to me right now. I'm going to need you to turn it the fuck around and act like you don't see me, sis, because I've been acting like I don't see you this entire time. That's what I'm thinking if I'm Candy. Please don't talk to me, because you are wasting air out of your body right now. Do not fill your lungs to use any words that pertain to me, because I will not be talking to you at all. So Candy is looking at her like, I know you fucking lying. I know you're not trying to talk to me right now. And I don't give a damn about Portia in this damn Rose voice. Who cares? I ain't getting no Rose voice, so what do I give a damn about that? So then Candy says, bitch, don't talk to me and shut the fuck up, okay? And Marlo says, you still mad? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Marlo? It's like Marlo it's giving abusive situations. Marlo is the type of person that she wants to be able to talk shit about somebody and beat them up, beat them to a pulp, and then be friends later on. She the type of bitch that have an argument with a man and think that they can go have a rump session in the bed and all is forgiven. No, bitch, I'm still mad at you. Okay? No. And me, you and Candy can't fuck. So what is going on? You are very delusional, sis. There is no way that you thought, and then that's your way to have a conversation with me, talking shit about somebody else that obviously nobody gives a damn about on the show. Portia, how she get in it? She ain't even on the show. And why you care about her getting a Rose voice? And you got so much money, why you don't go buy your own? Why you worrying about, child? I would have said exactly what Candy said, bitch. Do not talk to me, and please spin your head around like a bobblehead, and I hope your edges stay intact, because I need you to whip your head around that fast to not talk to me. How about that? Moving on. So Marlo proceeds to try to apologize profusely, and Candy said, you can keep your effing sorry. I ain't got time for that. And as she shouldn't. So they get to the stadium, and Candy asks if Drew is ready, and she says she just yawned. I'm like, Drew, now I know you fucking lying. You got to drop it with Drew, and you think what you about to do is drop that ass on the ground. That's what you about to do, because you about to drop it. You about to. I don't understand, Drew. If you said that thinking this was like light work for you going into this race, but ma'am, you might have needed to warm your ankles up, do some squats or something. It's giving sis don't exercise, because for you to tear your Achilles right after running 2 feet, child. Okay, whatever. Moving on. So Sanya talks about running the 400 and how she ran around the track in 48 seconds. I was like, damn, Speedy Gonzalez. That's why she is an Olympic gold medalist. Okay. So then they place bets on who's going to win, Marlo or Drew. So Kenya says Marlo may be, child, Kenya is so shady. Kenya says Marlo may be weighed down weighed down by surgery with all her garments on. So her money is on Drew. Like, girl. That was hilarious. Okay. But Marlo goes in there and comes out looking like she posing for Victoria's Secret instead of running around a track. I'm like, girl, did you have to get naked? Did you think that getting naked was going to give you some more speed? Okay, girl, you like it. I love it. Whatever. So they get the racing, child. And even though Drew pulls out the win by the skin of her wig, she ends up tearing her damn Achilles. Okay. So she goes to the doctor and they confirm that it is a torn Achilles. So Sanya and Ross do their outfit recording, and Marlo and her florist are the only ones that end up making it to the event, because everybody else is still sitting in the hotel. Apparently, they didn't know where to get on the bus at. So now they're low-key mad at Sanya, because they're like, well, why didn't she call us? I'm like, do y'all know that this is a work trip for this girl? This is a free trip for y'all. I brought you here. So if you show up for my events, I'm working. That's on you to get here. I've told you where to be here and bring your ass. But if you're going to be late, I don't have time for it, because again, I am here to get a coin. And yes, I'm here to entertain y'all too, but you have to be respectful of my time. Respect my time, okay? And they didn't do that. So instead of them saying, oh, well, maybe we made a mistake in figuring out where to go, because obviously Marlo and her little florist friend, they got on the right bus and got there on time. So what the hell was y'all problem? So anyway, they all being bitter betties and upset. And apparently Sanya's phone and she had lost a damn phone and whatnot. So she's doing the recording. Marlo is there to support. She up there yelling and screaming in the background, and they done had to re-record the shit over and over again between her and Ross messing up and Marlo making damn noise. But Marlo was happy to be there, and she was very supportive of her. And she, pretty much said that she was really proud of Sanya and all the things that she was doing. So moving on, Drew is talking to Sheree in her room, and to Candy in her room, because Candy goes in there to talk to Drew about helping her with her lines, because Candy couldn't go to the iFit thing because she has an audition that she's going to be doing, I guess, on Zoom or whatever. So she's asking Drew to read with her and help her out. So Drew tells her about the senses of the room. What does it smell like? What it look like? What it be like? What it do that? And Candy looking at her like, bitch, hold the paper and read it. I'm not about to have a feel felt found moment with your ass right now. I don't want to do all of that. I just want to read the damn lines. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're doing a whole lot of hoodoo voodoo, Drew, and I ain't got time. Do what I asked you to do. So then Drew starts talking about Marlo and Sanya and how she's like, I really feel like Marlo is influencing Sanya, and she really playing for the wrong team. She's letting Marlo contaminate her, and Marlo actually was talking about her ass. Because Marlo, they flash back to a scene where Marlo was upset about Sanya uninviting her to the Mommy and Me whatever podcast situation, or the clothing thing that she was doing. And so Drew was like, yeah, I know some stuff that she done said about her. I'm not going to talk about it or discuss it, but she's definitely come for Sanya. So you sitting up here sniffing up Marlo's ass, and this bitch is talking about you behind your back. So I don't know if you want to be barking up that tree too much, sis. Okay. So moving on, Kenya, Sheree, Monyetta, and Sheree's friend and husband go to the catamaran. Kenya, Sheree, Monyetta, and her husband and Sheree's friend go to the catamaran. They party and drink and have a good old time, living it up, okay? And they're eating, and Monyetta asks about she by Sheree never gonna get on display, okay? And so she says she has a presentation put together, but she's not going to call it a fashion show because she wants to create lower expectations of the situation just in case all her clothes don't come in. So she don't tell them that, but she says that in her confessionals, okay? So then, child, listen, let me tell y'all about She by Sheree. We just, listen, I see it when I believe it. And I agree with Candy. This is the most highly anticipated brand that has never happened. You would not, there is no way that I wouldn't have a product out by now. And I don't know if Sheree is waiting for this fashion show of it all for people to start buying products. She needs to just upload it on the website already. Get it done. You've procrastinated for over 10 years now. Like, if you don't get some clothes out by the end of the year, Sheree, actually by the end of September, or shit, I should say August, but you don't get no damn clothes out by the end of September, just wrap it up, roll it up in one of your yoga mats and call it a day, because you wasting your money, time, and my energy. Because I ain't got time. I ain't got time for faking a clothing line. People go and make clothes all the time. Hell, I make t-shirts every day myself. And it only take me like 15, 20 minutes. Why is it taking you a decade to come up with a clothing line? And you ain't got to sew nothing. All you got to do is figure out who to create it and get it created. You're wasting precious time and frankly losing money. How does Sheree even make any money? That's what I need to know. Because she on and off again with this show. How is she making any money to stay in that big ass house? Child, whatever. Get the clothing line out, girl, because we all about sick of it. Moving on. Kenya and Monyetta talk about walking in Sheree's imaginary show. And they both start doing a dance off, and Sheree jokes and says, yeah, y'all ain't gonna make the cut because this ain't no ghetto production. Okay, we're gonna get some professionals to be up in my show. I'm like, girl, have a show. That's what I want you to do. Have a show. Because right now, you looking for people to be on a show that is non-existent at this point. Okay, moving on. So everybody's gathering for dinner, and Sheree says she felt like Sanya uninvited her to the event, and it pretty much was a letdown, and she was upset. And so Sanya says, I was working and I lost my phone. So if y'all were calling me and texting me and whatnot, I was busy working and I also lost my phone. So I didn't get any of y'all messages and everything. And I wasn't uninviting you. I'm simply working. So I would appreciate y'all to respect my time and what I'm doing. Y'all decided to not get your ass on the bus. Everything was set up and put together for you to be there. So the fact that you weren't there is your problem and not mine. Okay. So moving on, Sheree says, okay, well, I forgive you, but I don't think Kenya gonna be as forgiving. So they all get on the bus to go to Rose Hall for dinner. Everybody sits down to eat, and Candy asks Sanya about her workday and Ralph about the his book. So Ralph reads an excerpt from his book, and he stands up and reads it to everybody, and everybody really enjoys it. Everyone's clapping, and Drew is actually overwhelmed with emotion about it because she hears how he feels about her son Josiah, and it just makes her feel good that he's writing this book about her son, and she finally gets to hear actually what the book is actually about. So as Drew is talking, Sheree over there leaning in, telling Kenya that she had a conversation with saying, you're pretty much drumming up some being the bone collector again, child. She tells her, yeah, I talked to Sanya and she said that, yeah, I told her how I felt about her basically not really showing up for us or reaching out to see why we didn't come to the event or getting us to her event. And, you know, basically not allowing us to support her. And then Kenya addresses it, basically saying that she feels like they just didn't show up for her event. And so Kenya stops the whole, it was like everybody stopped what they were doing in motion. And it was like, as Drew is talking about her emotions over this book. And Kenya talks over everybody and addresses Sanya directly and says, you didn't answer your phone or even check on us. Like, what happened today? Like, we couldn't come to your event and you weren't helpful with trying to get us there. Like, what gives? And so Sanya said, I was working and I lost my phone. You guys didn't show up and you were late. And so Kenya says, that's how you treat your guests? And then everyone is bagging and tagging Sanya, child, getting on her. And Ross stands up and says, I don't roll like that. And don't with my wife. Okay. I was like, yes, Ross. Okay. Because ain't nobody about to be cussing your wife out, sir. Okay. He was like, listen, I seen your little yin yin last night with Todd. And I'm gonna let you finish. But what you not about to do is come for my wife. And Todd, for me, took a little too long to respond. I'm gonna nip this in the bud right away. Okay? Because what you're not about to do is come for my damn wife. But Ross, I'm gonna need you to set it on down because your wife signed up for this show and you need to let the women handle that. Mind you, Kenya and Sheree, I don't know why y'all are so upset that you couldn't come and support her at the iFit event. Sheree, you actually should have been there because you should have been there talking to the iFit people. You in this fitness world and whatnot, you should have been front and center. And why didn't Marlo talk to anybody or text anybody and say, hey, I'm on the bus, why y'all not here? Like, why is Marlo not getting any shame for not telling everybody where the bus was? Because it seems like it was just a miscommunication where nobody knew where to go. So why Marlo not getting no heat? Because she was definitely sitting pretty on that bus with her friend. So when she saw that she was the only one there by herself, why she didn't text everybody and be like, why y'all not here? And they could have said, oh, we're sitting in the lobby. And she could have said, well, I'm on the bus. Why y'all not on the bus? And then they could have said, hey, where is the bus? We don't see it. And she could have directed them to where the damn bus was. I'm just saying that's just common sense for the peoples. Okay. I don't get it, but whatever. It just seemed like a lot of trauma and drama for no damn reason. Okay. Cheryl Williams says, agree. Cheryl Williams says, I don't watch the show anymore, but I like listening to your commentary. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. I like you listening to my commentary too, girl. I be trying to keep it up for y'all. Miss B says, me too, Cheryl. I love her commentary. Cracks me up. Y'all know I ain't got no daggone sense. Thank you, Miss B. Cheryl Williams says, we won't be seeing any She by Sheree clothes now that she's fooling with Martell. Child. Y'all see that live? She went live and he was on the live with her. I'm like, this fool. And y'all know, y'all done seen all that stuff with daggone Arion, child. Talking about she done. and that email that he sent. First of all, you done blocked this man. Child, we ain't gonna get into love and marriage Huntsville on here, but just for the sake of it, since we talking about it, this girl wants to be like Melody so bad. You did all of that talking about she double sick and all this, that, and the third, thinking that somebody wants you, and now you mad tomorrow, and you with an old B. Ariane, sis, you're not young. Stop. Stop. Even though you act like a 5-year-old, you're not young, ma'am. You're 32 years old. Please act like it. And we're sick of you. We're actually very sick of you. Actually, she's doing all of this stuff to keep on getting attention. And she sees it's slipping out of her fingers every day, this attention. And I'm so tired of her talking about she made everybody on that show famous. Bitch, don't nobody know you. They absolutely don't. Absolutely not. Everybody knows you as someone that we laugh at profusely. Yeah, you're a clown. I'm so sick of Ariane. I don't even know what to do, y'all. But child, we'll get into another video over sis, because child, she literally makes the left side of my ass itch. I ain't got time for her. Okay, moving on. And what's up? What's up? Listen, y'all, Ann be keeping me on point, because sis been reaching out to me. She's like, when are you going to do a video? When are you going to get your videos up? And listen, Ann, thank you so much for the motivation. I was doing parties for my husband last week, and it was his birthday. So I am back on the road, sis. Thank you for keeping me on point. Okay. Love you, love you, love you. Long time. Cheryl Williams says, hey. Sure. And she also says, good. Okay. All right, y'all. That's all I got. That's all I got. I ain't got no more. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that watches these shows too. I'm going to probably download this and separate them so that people can watch both shows, if you will, separately if you want to. And I'll keep this one up just in case you want to hang out with me for and love me long time in one big video. So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.